reason why this podcast sucks and we have no fans is because Rick and damn Duper talk way too goddamn much.
Back, episode 6, take warning. This week there's just 3 handsome gentlemen in the room. The chat room, that is, just like AOL, ASM, right? Or ASL, age, sex, location. You got Rick, you got Dupe, and you got Greg this week. Who are we not sponsored by, Dupe?
Do you have a problem getting an erection when a hot dude walks by? Minzo's Minzo Mints will help you rise to the occasion. You're so fresh and so full of cock. Minzo's are sweet and salty with a cream filling. Our super convenient packaging helps you store them in your ass. It's fun size for fun guys. Minzo's!
Minzo's fresh and full of cock.
I think that sponsor is so appropriate for this week's show. I'm just saying.
I feel like it's like the 5th time we've used it too. I think we need to bring back Menzo's like every other podcast to remind everybody that it exists. It's the first time that we've done it officially. Yeah, I know. For everybody, yeah, no, it's great.
I'm impressed that you remember your tagline and your part in that because we did not rehearse that.
Oh, the Menzo's fresh and full of cock?
Yeah, you're on it.
It's Menzo's. I'm ready. They're delicious. That creamy, salty interior and that firm, not flat exterior. Menzo's.
They're just hard in all the right places, those Menzo's.
Hey, just a precursor, so this will be my week.
So I guess what's going on is our weekly recap. So I guess I sent that a little bit prematurely because they've already lost their shit. So I sent them a text message of what I've been doing. And what I've been doing is I've been reading this book called Cup of Joe. And what it is a coloring book of Joe Biden. And dude is ripped, dude. Like, he's amazingly really in good shape. There's some really good pictures of him fighting a bear without a shirt on. There's a picture of him just suntanning. And I didn't know this about Joe Biden until I got this coloring book. But apparently he actually has a tattoo of Obama on his left shoulder, which I did not realize he had. And then there's also like some photos of him like without a shirt on, just breaking walls down for no fucking apparent reason.
Nah, dude, he's redoing the kitchen for his lovely wife, man.
You know what? I think that's more of a metaphor for him going after Trump's wall. So it's a solid book. And if anybody wants to get it, it's on Walmart.com. It's called Cup of Joe. Check it out. I'll send some of the pictures out on Facebook, because it's the best book I've had. But it's on a tremendous waiting list. It's very hard to get this book right now.
I'll tell you right now, we'll put the link in and we'll also link it up on the website. But I feel like these pictures need to be a part of our website now, because that sunning one feels so right. I also want to get Barry on my shoulder. I think it's time. That's
You're going to get that tattoo on your arm? You're going to get a tattoo of Obama.
Just going to get back to better times.
Greg, you want to go halfers on that, dude?
Dude, absolutely. I am so down. Well, I know you're all about sending people money, Duper. So, anytime you want to send money over to make sure that
he's just going to send it to the wrong guy.
The hot Obama.
He'll send it to the wrong person no matter who he sells. We learned that last week. Just if anybody listened to the last podcast, he was supposed to send $5 to Josh so that he could get a nude, and he sent it to somebody. We just don't know who.
I sent it to him. Josh pretended like he didn't get it, so then he didn't have to do it, that little fucking bastard. So how's your week been, Rick?
It's good, man. It was good. It was a good week. We watched some Lakers on Friday. Yesterday, best thing in the world. As a golfer, I almost hit a fucking hole in one, and I am a terrible golfer. So that was like my big highlight of the week. I hit within 34 inches or so of the hole, which is like absurd. It was cool, and I don't know how I did it, and I'm really happy about that. Also, just as a preface for today, I'm currently recording at a pool We are doing our social distance Labor Day barbecue with a couple of our friends. If you hear doors opening and closing behind me, that's apologies. We've told them all we're recording, but you know how it goes. So yeah, enjoying the heat, sitting in a pool, dipping my nuts. That was my week. Greg, how was your week?
So I just have a question for you though, Rick, real quick. So what miniature golf course did you almost get that hole in one at?
It was honestly like a 140-yard shot, somewhere around there. It happened to be like the most perfect thing that ever happened, and I don't know how I could ever repeat it.
The most perfect thing that's ever happened. You have 2 children and a wife, and that's the most perfect thing that's ever happened.
You guys haven't golfed, but let me just repeat this again. That was the most perfect thing that's ever happened.
So did your ball like go through the windmill like right at the perfect time?
Actually, it was a big lumberjack, and he had an axe, and he kept going up and down with it.
Oh man.
So,
so no, for me, man, I got some good news that I am not yet. But yeah, it was a good week. We celebrated the Mrs. birthday. We just had a little kickback at the house with their family, and it was good times, man. We were gonna go out and have some fun on the strip, but as Duper probably knows, it seems like the entire state of California and most of the United States is in Las Vegas this weekend for some unknown damn reason. So we didn't do that. But it was good times. So yeah, that was pretty much the extent of my week. For anybody caring about the keto, it's been a keto off week because of the wife's birthday. So I will pick up on that next week.
So what you're saying is keto lasted 5 days.
Well, Labor Day happened and wife's birthday, and yeah, it's a temporary stoppage of play. How about you, Dupe?
He started. He did his already.
Yeah. No, did he? Well, no, he said that cup of Joe. I didn't know he was going to say that for his week.
That's my week. That's all I've been doing. You can test me a coloring book. You tell me you're going to do anything else besides coloring that thing.
I would not.
Dude, his nipples are perfect. Like, how does he do this?
Nipples are perfect.
They're so symmetrical.
I had no idea he was still ripped. None. No idea.
Well, I mean, that's Joe, man. That's what we're doing. That's why Kamala's in. She's like, God damn. Smells good. So hey, if anybody hadn't noticed, Josh isn't here. Has anybody heard from him this week?
He did give me a voicemail. Well, he sent us all a voicemail. It was all to our Take Warning phone line. So it's actually queued up and ready for you to play it, Rick.
All right.
So I've not heard it yet.
Well, let's go.
Hey, fuckers. I'm not going to goddamn podcast this weekend. Fuck your podcast. Fuck Rick and his cheeks. Fuck Duper with his depression. Fuck you, Greg. Goddamn Avalanche fan. I'm sick of you guys' shit. I'm going to go have fun this weekend, and I don't care if I come back or not. I fucking quit. Fuck you.
Wow. That was pretty fucking angry, dude. You think, and he doesn't care if he comes back or not. Do you mean like back, like, was that like a suicide thing? I hope not. Do we need to get him help or?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him all week, so now I'm just nervous. Has he been doing okay? Well, he did give away everything like last week, and he was like, "Hey, man, have all my stuff." And I was like, "Dude, I don't want your stuff." It was so weird.
I was gonna say, like, I hope wherever he went, I hope he gets COVID. But maybe.
I just got a text message from him. What it is? He told me it's just a photograph, and it's just, we'll have to put this up on social media. Apparently, he's doing very okay. He's just in a hot tub with like 8 or 9 Betty Whites. Like, I don't understand.
Is he in a nursing home? Where is he? So we just saw the picture, so everybody knows. It's the most absurd picture.
Yeah, so he's apparently doing really good. I mean, look at his face.
He's so happy.
Dude,
It's not suicide.
I like the young and the old Betty Whites. There's just a mix of, cross generations there.
There's one of them that's not even an actual person. It looks like it's just a mannequin over in the far left.
Honestly, like one of them looks like a Dodgers cutout from their stadium right now. Like it doesn't.
I think two of the Betty Whites are about to make out in it too. It's kind of.
And I want to point out that although you say they're all Betty Whites, there is one lady in there that is definitely not Betty White. So I don't know who she is, but she's like almost on his lap too.
We'll call her Susan. How about that? She looks like a
call her
Susan.
Susan. My grandmother's name's Susan. Jesus Christ, Greg. What the fuck?
Susan's in there.
There's something Edith. That's not like Edith.
Well, so that turned quickly. Oh man! So
why is in a hot tub? And why is there a hot tub right next to the beach? Like, how do you? Wow, it's such a weird location,
dude. The ocean water's cold, man. You want to be in there.
Betty White sex doll. Also, the Betty White sex doll, right? Like, that's not a. Well, you keep saying sex doll. Is it a sex doll?
I would assume so. What else would it be? How could you resist that?
Rick already got it on Prime Now. It's on the way.
I'm about.
He paid extra to get it next day as opposed to 2 days. So he can't wait.
I'm just like, no, I'm not a B. Arthur. I'm not a Betty White. I'm a B. Arthur guy. So, you show me that sex doll, I'm all over that. That's your girl right there.
Do you guys think he's coming back to the show, or you think that's it? I mean, I don't know really how to respond to this text message of him just in a hot tub with a whole bunch of old women.
Well, I mean, we retained the talent. We lost a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see where he is if he comes back. If he's not coming back, hey man, you've got it's the Rick Dupe and Greg show, and we're just gonna put our balls out. That's it.
What would you do if, like, next week or whatever, he's like, yeah, fuck you guys, da-da-da-da, and then he comes out and it's like, today on the Joe Rogan show and special guest Josh, and be like, this motherfucker.
I really don't care if he gets on Joe Rogan. That totally makes sense. Go have him there.
I don't know why he would take a step down.
Yeah, the quality of talk there is just ass. I mean, what is he? He's just gonna sit there and smoke doobies. That's all I know about Joe Rogan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never listened to his show, but I assume that's all it is they smoke pot.
He smokes a lot of pot.
He promotes a lot of supplements from one company. That's it. Good job, Joe Rogan. Hey, Greg, you got any news to talk about?
Yeah, dude. So here's our first news story. So I'm sure some of you guys probably already saw this on the news because it was bizarro news that's everywhere. But last week, evidently 2 separate pilots who were on approach landing their planes at LAX saw evidently one man on one jetpack flying over the friendly skies of Los Angeles. So, I mean, is this the way? Or, I mean, have we spoken? I mean, how many other Mandalorian quotes can we say with this, Duper?
I don't have that many Mandalorian quotes coming out late October. I am excited to see season 2 of The Mandalorian.
October 30th.
Disney pay us because we just, got you 2 more watchers. Viewers. But with this jetpack thing, there were actually, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but on Twitter, there's 2 videos of him flying the week prior to this as well. But they're unverified. They're not verified videos.
I have a question about this. Is it Iron Man?
No, it's the Rocketeer, obviously.
Okay, so it's not Iron Man, it's the Rocketeer.
Mm-hmm. Because he's not going to...
Or Boba Fett.
Boba Fett couldn't... Like, I never understood the fascination with Boba Fett, because that dude just flew into a worm's mouth. Like...
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He survived it. Read the comics.
I didn't say he died. I said he flew into it. He just flew into that shit.
Here's the thing. Like, he didn't fly anywhere. I've only seen him use his jetpack to jump up. He's never done anything other than, like, jump and hover, geeks. But I have seen the Rocketeer fly. But I thought he was he'd be, like, 95 years old at this point, right?
No, there's a new one on Disney Junior.
There's a new Rocketeer show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So I still think it's Iron Man.
Dude, didn't Disneyland, like when they first opened, like Tomorrowland, didn't they have like a dude on a jetpack who like flew up and down? So what if they're bringing that guy back?
Not at 3,000 feet though, because I don't know how you entertain a crowd of spectators 3,000 feet above you.
They're breaking FAA regulation for what?
100 feet, 3,000 feet doesn't make a difference.
Like the FBI is involved.
You're fine.
Like, why are you going to go after something where the FBI is going to come after you? I think Disney's smarter than that, right?
The FBI's been reaching this for a week now too. It's pretty big news. Whoever it is,
they know
that's what they're saying.
18 miles away, right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah, dude. So
yeah.
last week we talked about the future and how Mongolians are going to first colonize Mars. So what if this was like a practice attempt for some Mongolians?
Goddamn Mongolians!
All right, guys. I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. I'm not going to take place.
I think it was I just did it to put Duper in a space.
Yeah, right. So
what made me happier about that, like legitimately, I only did that to put Duper in a safe space. He took his headphones off, dude. He's trying to be all safe.
Taking him, dude. Taking a drink of water. Man, I wish we need to hurry up and do a live show so our viewers can see the shenanigans that happens on record day. Oh, Duper, are you back?
I'm back. Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Oh, okay.
Good, dude.
That's good.
Are we still talking about the same topic, or have we moved on?
Mongolians or
man, we're really testing it today, huh, buddy?
I just want to point out that we are of a different generation, and certain things might not offend us, and that sucks. Like appropriating the Mongolians.
Well, I'm sure our 6 viewers will actually let us know if it offends them or not.
Yeah, our age group is all pretty much our age, so.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're all the same age.
I want to point out that one of the people that doesn't listen to this is my wife. I learned that this week. I was
Your
like,
wife does not listen?
No. I was playing an episode. I was playing the bonus spot, I think, or maybe it was when we were talking about the Holy Grail, right, of anal, right? And and it got to right before where you hear me say my wife, and I turned it off. She's like, well, what happens next? And I'm like, wait, that came out like 2 weeks ago. You didn't listen? She's like, no, I don't listen to those pods. What are you talking about? I was like, what the fuck? Like, let me just have one listener in my household. That's all I'm looking for. She doesn't shit.
Neither does my wife. My wife will not listen to it. But like, I feel like she caters down to me at times. She's like, it's a good show. It's a good show. Oh, have you listened to it? No, I won't listen to it, but it is pretty good stuff that you guys are doing. I don't know. I feel like she's talking down to me at times.
That's something we're losing from Josh because his wife listened to every episode and actually gave us really good feedback. So
really?
I'm going to miss you, Mrs. Schweitzer.
Well, dude, my wife watches it after I release the YouTube video, and then she'll give me feedback when she's not sleeping on the couch.
Well, that's because
when she's not sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, like it's like lullabies, dude. The sound of our voices, just put. I mean, it could be that she works graveyard as a nurse, but I'm just gonna, chalk it up to our 3 lovely voices putting her to sleep.
Oh,
I would honestly be happy if Rachel just turned it on and went into another room, just so that I don't care. Just fucking do something with it to support it. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of Josh's wife, though, with that photograph that he texted us, I did not see her in it. Do you think there's trouble in paradise?
Well, okay. Remember the one that kind of looked like it was a cutout from the Dodgers games? Maybe that's just a mask.
I don't think so. Those all look like actual human beings.
Well, Duper, somebody had to take the picture. Duh.
Oh. I hope so.
There's freaky stuff. Goodness me.
I mean, either way, she's a good photographer. I mean, to get Josh that good looking in that light, I mean,
that was impressive.
That took skills.
That was very impressive.
So, UFO spotting has replaced bird watching as a pandemic obsession. So this was a big headline this week. When the fuck was bird watching ever a national obsession, Rick?
That's a good question, man. The only time I remember bird watching is watching that movie Beetlejuice. Like, when did anybody ever watch birds?
There's that and the Karen situation in New York a few months ago. That's the only people I've ever seen watch birds.
Yeah, the Karen thing. I forgot about that racist twat. But there, it is what it is. That's it. That's all I know for bird watching are those two things. And I totally forgot about that one that happened recently. When was it? Say the word obsession. Why is that in the headline?
I don't know. Greg, you ever gone bird watching before?
Yeah, dude, all the time, man. I make it a weekly occurrence. I like to do it as a hobby. It puts me in my zenful place when I'm having a hard day at work. I like looking at the cardinals and the Swedish hens and crows but Rick, I thought you liked peacocks. Don't you like go out and spot some peacocks and
I'm actually more into the tufted titmouse. So that is an actual bird.
Is that a bird? The titmouse?
From the family of tits, also known as chickadees. I'm really into tits. I like tits.
That's a good family to be a part of. Shit.
Yeah, like any kind of tit. I am obsessed with tits. You're right. So maybe there is something to the obsession part because when it comes to tits, I enjoy them.
What kind of do you enjoy your own tits as much as you enjoy these birds, or what?
I don't have tits personally, but Rachel, she's taken to enjoying tits also. So like everybody's happy.
Oh.
I mean, tits are great, right? They're the best bird. They're definitely the best bird I've ever seen.
So tell me more about your wife liking tits.
Well, I mean, she saw one and she's like, well, what is that? And I was like, oh, well, that's part of the chickadee family. They call it a tit. I'm like, oh, they're Northern Hemisphere in Africa. They
So describe his bird to me. What does it look like?
It's small, man. It's really not big. You're gonna look at something you could probably hold in your hand. When you hold it in your hand, it's kind of plump. It's very soft. It's a little firm. But you can get a chestnut back. There's some red-breasted tits.
Chestnut back.
There's some that are tufted. I'm not really into the tufted. It's a little weird. There's a coal tit. There's one that's actually my favorite is the great tit. Honestly, it's the largest of all tits.
Dude, I had no idea that this news skit was going to go this long. Like, I'm impressed, Rick. Holy shit.
If you guys have never seen a European crested tit, you guys are missing out on the...
For a guy who was just making fun of bird watching and like, I don't know who the fuck would fucking go bird watching. I think you just went on for like 22 minutes about bird tits.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I forgot how many tits there were in the world. The yellow belly tit, the Japanese tit. There's just the azure tit. Like they're everywhere, dude. They're great birds. Great birds. They're beautiful, wonderful.
Is there a hairy tit?
No, there's no hairy tit, but there's a ground tit. I'm not really a fan of those because they're very old.
Wow.
That was fucking fantastic. Like, I hope these are all real birds because when I make the YouTube video, I want to see photos of all these different types of tits.
I do.
100% guarantee that if you Google any wonderful tits, you're going to find pictures of them. All amazing tits.
Oh. Wow, dude. Wow. I mean, holy shit.
I had no idea Hugh Hefner was such a big bird fan. Because who the fuck else came up with these names? Like, shit. This is impressive. I like that we took a topic about UFOs and watching UFOs. And
Talking about
did not
tits.
talk about UFOs one time.
Well, are there UFO tits?
No, but there are blue tits. I don't think I've brought those up, but there's a thing there. There's also the Rufus vented tit. I really don't know what those are. I've never seen them before, but use your imagination. It's great.
Rufus what?
Rufus vented.
Rufus vented. I'm picturing like a hillbilly with like a gap in their teeth.
Yeah, it's interesting. Most of these tits like to excavate their nests, so their clutch sizes are generally larger for altricial birds. It's really interesting to see how they catch their own tits, right? Like they're very good at securing their tits in a safe location, maintaining movement. If there's an earthquake, they aren't going to bounce all over the place. reason stuff like that. It's really, really cool. The other cool thing is when during mating season, when the tits are aroused, it's just something else.
I was gonna say, what happens when they get excited? Is there a certain type of behavior that they like, or
See, they'll come out of their crevasse that they've built for themselves, and they perk up right away. I will say that with the exception of the ground tit. Again, very old. They just stay low to the ground. Obviously, it's implied in the name. They stay low. So we don't need to deal with the ground tits. I'm not a big fan of them.
So is there a pierced tit?
No. I mean, you could pierce a tit if you wanted to. Absolutely. I mean, I don't see why not. But who would want to do that? It's a lovely animal, right?
They're pretty perfect how they are, aren't they?
I love them how they are, in all forms, all shapes and sizes. Tits.
Nice and plump.
Yeah. So thank you, Tits. Thank you for existing in this world.
All right. So I don't know how we follow that up, but we're gonna try. So we got a brand new skit, Rick's Cookout. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Didn't you actually go to like a French cooking school and then you ended up making pizza?
French culinary school. All right, everybody, welcome to Rick's Cookout, the segment where I'm going to go ahead and take some cooking culinary questions and try and figure out what I can do to help these people. Go ahead. Who wants to throw out the first culinary-related question?
So is it better to wear an apron with or without pants?
Definitely without pants. There's nothing like a fresh shorn set of balls rubbing up against that canvas. Yeah, very simple. That was a good one.
I got one for you.
Greg, you got anything for me? Oh, Josh, here we go.
I need time and temp for 14-pound frozen turkey in a microwave.
In 14-pound frozen microwave. What?
I want to cook a frozen 14-pound turkey in a microwave. How long?
God damn. I mean, we're talking hours. I mean, if it were me, probably let's say 7 hours, 37 minutes. That'll get it to proper temperature.
Would you have to defrost that first, or can you just throw it in there?
Oh,
Just throw that shit in frozen.
Oh,
Throw it in frozen. Rub a little butter all over the sides.
Oh, no
all you
seasoning.
need.
It's just going in.
No. I just said butter. I didn't say seasonings. You just put a little butter on it,
No.
right? Throw it in frozen. It's going to taste great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know how it comes out next week.
Sounds amazing.
So you could tell that Rick has worked in a lot of kitchens because he talks like this.
I'm telling you, I'm so far away from the microphone with the gain all the way down.
Jesus Christ. Let me show
God
you
damn
something
it.
real quick.
I'm looking at it.
Look at the equalizer and how maxed out it is.
Greg, you're just as maxed
Yeah,
as I am.
Greg, you're
You're
bad.
fucking kidding me.
So now what? Eat a dick. Like, you're just as bad.
How would you prepare that dick, Rick?
If I were to eat a dick, first, I would definitely want it kind of flaccid, something simple, nothing too big. I don't have that kind of appetite, so we keep it as simple as possible. Warm, I would say warm to the touch, 98.6 degrees, somewhere around there.
So not hot.
That's the temp. Yeah, not hot, just good enough. Maybe a little room temperature.
Would you put butter
Again,
on it?
I would take a good amount of butter though and smear that on it, much like the turkey. And that's how actually, Greg, I've just given you the recipe for the dick I asked you to eat. There you go.
So on a hot day, is it actually possible to cook an egg on a car?
Is it possible to cook an egg on a car on a hot day? Can't you do that on a cool day?
Okay, I don't know. I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
So Rick, I never got done hearing about your cooking school experience. Would you like to share for the fan?
Cool. Yeah. If you like to go into a lifetime of debt, and definitely change career paths within a few years of graduating, go to culinary school. It's a great time.
So at culinary school, is there like fraternities and shit, or no? Did you join one?
No, there were no fraternities. It was just a bunch of drunk kids.
You should have started
Yeah.
one.
I should have. I regret it now.
It's like feta made beef beta epsilon eggs. Rick, next question. Can you properly tell us what the correct use of a spatula is?
The correct use of a spatula?
Yes.
Really, you shouldn't be asking me. You should be asking my wife.
Oh,
I don't
God.
get it. Can you explain that more?
Yeah.
Yes,
come
I
on.
slap her ass directly with a spatula.
Like a
Naked?
wooden one, like with the holes in it, or like
Plastic?
a solid one?
Whatever I have at hand.
Is it like a fish one or is it like a regular one?
What's a fish spatula?
What is a fish? There's a spatula shaped like a fish.
For fish.
What?
Oh, you talking about the wire? The wire
See, I learned that and I didn't go to cooking school.
culinary school.
Cooking school.
Cooking school.
Yeah, it was a good time at culinary school.
So at your cooking school, was that at Taco Bell or Del Taco? Which one did you go to?
I actually I moved up in the world when I was in culinary school. I worked at Buca de Beppo, making pizzas.
Didn't you actually go to like a French cooking school and then you ended up making pizza?
French culinary school, and I actually wound up working in an Italian restaurant after graduating. But yes,
So you had to go to school to learn how to make spaghetti?
no, I learned how to make marinara. Spaghetti just comes in pre-cooked at most restaurants.
So, what is the best technique for cutting crust off a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Well, okay, first off, why would you want to remove the crust? It's so good. But then second, is anything circular, just circular motions.
But then it's just basically like one of those frozen Uncrustable things.
Just total circular motions. Just remember that. That's the key to everything in cooking. Circular motions win the day.
So how would that work with my frozen turkey in the microwave?
When you put the butter on, it's a circular motion. When you're microwaving on the plate, it is also moving in a circular motion for the 7 hours and 36 minutes. Yes, circular motions. That's what it all comes down to.
So, Rick, how do you make a chicken la cordon bleu? and I stress the le cordon bleu.
Well, first,
Le cordon bleu?
First, you find an idiot that really wants to go move to Vegas, and he accepts a really bad student loan from Sally Mae. Hashtag Sally Mae sucks my dick. Then they're gonna find a culinary school, and it's gonna be called Le Cordon Bleu.
Cordon bleu?
Thank you. You go into this school, they hand you a piece of chicken, you learn how to cook it somewhat decently, and come out with a big bill. Chicken Le Cordon Bleu. That's it.
Is the bill in the chicken?
Yeah, basically that's how it works.
You learned how to cook chicken. That's
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Whoa. It's not just any chicken. It's chicken le cordon bleu.
I learned several ways to cook chicken.
That's
How
pretty
about that?
exciting. So are blowfish overly sexual?
I mean, just in the name, yeah. And I'd like to meet one.
What about Hootie?
Well, Hootie, fuck Hootie. First of all, fuck Hootie and his
Why?
weird country music and his stupid goddamn. Because everything about Hootie sucked in his first band, and now he's like a country guy. Fuck that guy.
I used to love Hootie.
Rick's a little angry.
Like, fuck that song. Fuck all those songs. They're stupid. Bad music.
I only want to be with you.
Yeah, that's the only song anybody knows because it plays in every grocery store in America. Like, that's what we know.
So, Rick, what is the most difficult meal you have ever made, and why was it scrambled eggs?
So the truth is, the eggs are like the fucking hardest things in the world to cook properly.
What?
That wasn't the most important, or would you say important or complicated?
Most difficult meal.
Difficult meal.
Or complex, or hard, or whatever.
We're talking about cooking, right?
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of science in meth. I had to cook a lot of meth, and it was a lot of science.
So is that how the school makes you pay for your loan, or what?
No.
Well, I mean, that's what I thought, but then you don't actually get a good percentage off of it, so you still wound up, like, owing them at the end. It sucked.
For the next 40 years.
Yeah.
Le cordon bleu.
So I think he just admitted to cooking meth on the podcast.
Yes.
Was it blue?
I wish.
Tip to the FBI.
I can't wait. They're gonna come to my house. They're gonna be like, "Where are your beakers? Where are your
beakers?" He pulls out his stuffed animals from Sam's room. Like,
It's my little Muppet. It's my Muppet toy. Me. You wanted to see my beaker? I don't know.
he starts to take his pants off. I'm so confused here.
What do they make? They use it with fertilizer or something like that, right? So like, where's your fertilizer? Like, dude, I don't know. I have a small bag.
My dog's
It's for my
shitting a
lawn.
lot.
I can't. I'm just trying to get the yellowing out of the grass. I don't know. Any other questions?
How do you effectively boil water?
You don't.
You don't.
Can you burn water?
Yes.
Ah.
Well, you can absolutely burn water.
How
That's
do
that
you burn
stink
water?
ass smell. Because you forget about it while it's boiling. It fully evaporates and burns the pan with whatever remaining liquids there. That's what that horrible smell is that comes out of a pan when you let it burn all the way out.
I'm gonna have to try that when I'm cooking my turkey
But
in the
that's
microwave.
not burning water. That's burning
Oh,
the
no.
pan.
You know what? In my previous days of the complicated cooking we just talked about,
We're just all
No.
sandwiches and shit, or what?
no, I'm talking about the meth again. Which come just bottom line, you can burn water.
I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, me neither.
No, it's totally possible when you're cooking meth.
And I
Shit
didn't
happens.
spend $85,000 for a cooking degree.
And then you
Make
learn
it
that you-
backfire. Lots of things.
I'm asking Google right now.
I don't feel like you got a very good degree or education at this cooking school.
Well, I mean, there's a lot, man. There's a lot to learn about. It's you got to learn about the cook. You got to learn about the hustle.
How many
You got your
How many weeks did you spend just learning how to cook with the microwave?
not much with the microwave. It was more with the pressure systems. I actually spent more time trying to figure out how to deal with the guys that were actually distributing for me. They took a lot of work, man. They don't have a lot of education. They're just out there making their hustle.
Just to be clear, we're talking about meth again.
Yes, we're talking about the method.
Rick from Roseman.
RR
So,
meth.
real quick, I had to Google about burning water, and this is what it came up with. It says water is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is flammable, but oxygen is not. You cannot burn pure water, which is why we use it to put out fires instead of starting them.
That was an exciting episode of Works Cookout.
Fun segment, huh? And
Yeah,
you
it
got
was a good time.
Josh, so that was cool.
It was pre-recorded, so it was cool to hear his voice before he quit the show. Do we have to pay him for that, or how does that work out? Because he quit the show and now he's on it.
He gets no. Well, I guess I don't know. We'll talk about it.
So, Rick, I mean, in light of you knowing a lot about tits, like, are they a culinary specialty? Or, I'm just curious.
It's a good thing we pre-recorded it because I have a feeling everybody would have asked how to cook tits.
Nothing but tit jokes and just how to cook hens and
And we would have lost every female viewer or listener that we've had.
both of them.
It would have been terrible. So I'm glad we stopped that. So the CDC, I just wanted to talk about this. The CDC is telling states to prepare for distribution of a COVID-19 vaccine by November 1st. The question that Duper poses is, are you ready to take it? I have my own questions. So, Dupe, are you ready to take a COVID-19 vaccine that's going to be ready before November 1st?
Dude, it's kind of, to me, it feels rushed. Even Kamala said she wouldn't feel comfortable taking it right now. She feels like maybe there's too much political bias behind it, so maybe they're just trying to push it out. And so if a VP candidate is not willing to take it, I'm definitely not feeling comfortable taking it as a common man. And then polls actually kind of back me up. Polls are actually indicating anywhere between 30 and 60% of Americans will not take that vaccine this year. if it comes out that soon.
Dude, that's a big number, 30 to 60.
Yeah. Well,
That's a lot.
It varied tremendously. But 33% was actually the low end on the polls that I saw, and the high end was 60% of people.
Oh, so it's different polls. It's not.
Yeah, I saw multiple polls about this. So yes, that'd be a huge variance in that poll number. But no, it was multiple polls, and all of them have a very significant amount of people that are saying that they will not take this. So
here's my 2 cents. So the whole point of getting a vaccine, right, is to obviously protect you from the virus. And then so you can go places and not have to worry about social distancing, wearing your mask, things like that, right? So does it really matter who's ready and who's not ready? Because it's not like just us walking down the street is going to know who's been vaccinated and who's not. I mean, if the majority of Americans aren't going to get a vaccine, then isn't this kind of irrelevant at this point?
Dude, I've seen way too many horror movies, and this is how every fucking one of them starts, man. Like, they rush out a vaccine because of some pandemic, and then boom, now you got mutated fucking zombies in the street trying to eat brains. I ain't trying to fuck around with that.
So everybody that knows me knows that, and this is the new term for Rick, is that he's COVID conscious, right? Because I do.
CC.
I try to watch it, right? I try to watch what's going on. I follow the trends. You know, I try to keep us safe. We take what we consider acceptable risks, like going to a friend's house to go swimming and record a podcast because it's 111 degrees, right? But to me, I think a vaccine pushed out 2 days before an election is not. I'm 100% on board with a vaccine, but I am in no way comfortable with a rushed vaccine. I think that
Russia has a vaccine. They could send that over tomorrow, right? He gave it to his daughter
2 weeks ago, right? Yeah. And I mean, this is kind of essentially the same thing. That's what you're looking at. What trust is there when you're just pushing something out for political gain? You know, like that's what it seems like.
I mean, I could see the visual there, but the CDC is actually operating independently. So I don't know.
I mean, the CDC. The thing is, I really hope the CDC is operating independently, but we've already seen time and time again where there is obviously a little bit of lobbying in one direction or another. Yeah, regardless of what the tests are or what the results are or what we have. I mean, we hear a lot of weird numbers come out, a lot of different math all the time. So it's hard to truly know, and that's why I'm saying that even if they were to say, look, the CDC comes out and they're like, we're 100% sure this is going to be safe. This is going to be okay. I'm still not taking that shit until I know, 2/3 of the first wave is done. And we know that they're not, like you said, zombies. I don't want to be a fucking zombie. So let's see what happens with the first group. More power to you to be those that step up and take that risk for us. I fucking love you, and I'll buy you a beer the first time that we can actually go to
and I'm going to smash your head in if you're a zombie.
Yeah, I'm going straight for the brains. But
so anybody could come up to you and be like, I got vaccinated, give me a free beer. So like 10,000 people are going to come up to you and you're going to be like, you got it. And they didn't really get it. They just wanted a beer.
10,000 people come up to me, dude. I want to be like, hey, have you heard our podcast?
So would you take this or no, Greg?
So I am hesitant as of now, just like you guys, right? I'm pro-vaccine. I get the flu shot every year, but I think right now, like I said, the whole point of getting a vaccine is so you can go back to some type of normalcy with our lives, right? So, but who's to know who's gotten it, who hasn't gotten it? Because obviously the people who aren't getting it are still technically at somewhat of a risk to get it, even though people are getting injected or getting a strain of it. But I mean, I think right now, like, why rush things? And it's 2 days before election day, and then we got the asteroid the day after. Like, what the fuck, man? We're screwed.
That is a lot in 3 days, isn't it? Fuck. Yeah.
What was the name of that movie from the 80s where the asteroid came through and it like killed half the people and turned the other ones into zombies? It was from like the 80s. But that's what I'm seeing happening here. You get the vaccine, and all of a sudden, like the asteroid comes through and it turns you into a fucking zombie. That's what's going to happen. Like crazy shit like that. I agree. Like I'm cautiously optimistic. I think I've said this to you guys offline, but never in human kind in our history have you seen the entire world where we were such a global network, so we were able to do something where we could all concentrate on one problem and try and solve it. So yeah, it takes 10 years to get a vaccine out usually, right? But because you have the entire power of the entire world, all the best brains, the people that know stuff are focusing on it, it's totally feasible that a year you can cut that by 9 years. But I
remember that time we cured cancer too.
No, we could totally do it too, but big pharma is going to stop that, right? Because they want that money. It's more lucrative to treat than it is to cure.
Well, so, and that's the real reason why they're pushing this shit out, because the first pharma company that can make it and create it is, you better get their stock prices, get their shares. I mean, so
what would you do if they tell you, Rick, you can't return to work without the vaccine? You have to take it. You can't go to a movie. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go out in public without the vaccine.
We would have to figure something out at least. Be honest with you, I don't think. I mean, realistically, I can see there be a point down the line, because you have to look at how are you going to distribute a vaccine to 350 million people? That's just the United States, right? So how are you going to get it to each and every person, or at least to 85% they need? 85% of the population needs to be immunized before herd immunity kicks in. So how are you going to get it to 85% of 350 million people? It's not going to happen overnight, right? We're looking at months and months and months.
You know what, Dupe? I'm glad that we're not in the army right now, because that's exactly how they would do it.
Tired of motherfuckers are going to get tested with this. That's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, you already had it.
And there ain't shit soldiers can do about it. They have to do it.
I remember I lined up and I got so many shots in the arm. I can't even tell you everything I got. I can't. I have no idea.
Well, the herpes you didn't get from shots. You got that from extracurricular activities. So
was that not a shot?
Your penicillin was the shot.
Yeah, the penicillin, but the chlamydia and the herpes, both of those were on you.
Huh.
Damn Fort Hood.
What about the mouth crabs?
What?
Mouth crabs.
So, Rick, tell us what you know about mouth crabs.
I don't know shit about a mouth crab. That doesn't sound good, and you should see a dentist, also a virologist. I don't know what the hell is going on with you.
Talk about getting the deadliest catch.
That's good shit. Yeah. Bottom line for me, dude, it's just that it is. It's obviously, and I mean, and I, it's really hard to deny that it isn't politically driven, because it is right before an election. So you could talk about it for the next 45 days, right, 60 days before the election, and say, hey, man, we got a vaccine coming. This is what we did, and it looks good, right? Because people are like, oh, you saved the world, and then 2 weeks after the election ends, people are zombies, or that shit doesn't work. That's in reality what would happen. The vaccine doesn't work, right? It's not that you turn into a zombie or it melts your brain. It's that it just doesn't work, and people continue to get sick, and they're going out with a false hope that this vaccine worked. That was rushed.
That's what happened with the mask, right? Like once they did the mask mandates, everybody started going back out in the public like it was a force field around their body.
Yeah, right around Memorial Day, right? They were like, oh, I'm protected as long as I'm wearing a mask. Well, that's not entirely true. You're more protected, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're safer, right? They had the same problem. What was it that I don't know. I'm not Googling it right now, but there was a point where in the 50s they tried coming out with I want to say it was either smallpox. I think it was smallpox, but they rushed a vaccine out the same way, and it wound up killing a lot of the people that took it.
Dude, hold up. Duper, did you get smallpox? The smallpox vaccine before you went to Iraq?
I think so. I remember, like I said, I don't remember everything I got, but
that's the one where they gotta like pinprick you, right? Yeah. Dude, Rick, have you ever gotten it or seen it or heard about it other than Google?
Yeah, I know about it.
Dude, it is the most fucking disgusting thing you could ever get in your life. So they gotta prick you, right? Like, I think it's like either 3 or 6 times. Each prick has to bleed. And if it doesn't, then they got to do it another 3 times, right? And then what you got to do is you can't be around your family, fucking kids, none of that shit. So you're basically quarantined because of how contagious it is. And this thing turns into like this most disgusting fucking pus ball. And you feel like shit the whole time. and then you have to let it scab and fall off. It is disgusting, dude. And I still got the fucking scab somewhere here, but yeah, dude, it's I don't fuck that, man.
Christ.
You know, disgusting.
Hey, man, this is from a liberal guy. This is one of the many reasons why I appreciate you guys serving our country, man. There are sacrifices that people don't even talk about. And this is one of those.
Fucking vaccine. You know, I did a lot of things in the military, but getting that vaccine, that's probably the crowning moment.
That was
America.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It made all the difference in America, for sure. So, let's move on to a lighter topic. Did you guys ever have a crush on like a fictional animated character? And who was it?
My God.
Can I go first?
Do you want me to go first? Because if I go first and I take your choices, which I will,
tell you what,
then you guys are going to be like, oh, Greg stole my shit again. Blah, 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 blah.
Go first, Greg.
Probably all on the same page on our number one.
Okay.
Let's
looking on the voice track, Rick's not stopped talking this entire time, so you can just go ahead, Greg.
So, Jessica Rabbit.
Okay, that's everybody's number one.
There you go. That's clearly the number one.
Who's your number?
Rick. What? Oh, yeah. What do you got, Rick?
Okay,
who's your number two?
My number two. Okay, it's gonna be this is gonna be funny, unfortunately. It's I don't even remember her name, but from Space Jam, Bugs Bunny's girlfriend, the female bunny.
Wasn't it Bags or some shit like that?
Babs,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or was that the little one?
I think that was the little one, and that makes you a pervert.
Yeah. No, I want the kid. I want the the Space Jam chick bunny. She was hot.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys had babies, would it be like one baby, or would it be like 8 little fucking Ricks running around?
Well, we'd have a litter. Baker's dozen.
That's a lot of tits.
Yeah, all over the place because they are rabbits.
I went with Mystique because like I felt like that was my number one because she could be anybody, right? Like how fantastic would that be? She could be your Jessica Rabbit. She could be your.
She was an animated. She was
Mystique?
in the animated.
Yeah, X-Men the animated series.
No shit,
dude.
Yeah.
Storm was hot too.
Storm was hot. Rogue.
So was Rogue. Rogue.
Any of the X-Men.
I wouldn't want to be a Rogue though. She'll fucking kill you. She touches you and shit. You know.
I know, but she was hot, dude. She had that southern accent, that Georgia girl thing going. Like, I'm from Savannah. Sounds good to me. I love Savannah, Georgia.
Why did she sound like an old trucker? Come on. Sex talk to Rick. Sexy talk is like, hey, Rick, come on over here. Let me suck that dick.
Here, little man, look at my breasted tit while I drink myself a whiskey sour.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah. That's how Rogue sounds in that show. It's hot.
Yeah, that's exactly how I remember it, too. Hey, let's go beat the bad guys.
I said, let's go beat them. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on to sports.
Oh, shit. All right, so only sports topic I wanted to talk about this week because you guys have your hockey stuff going on. I have my Lakers stuff going on.
Knights, go!
Go Knights, go!
Go Lakers, go Dodgers. But fucking bombshell to the NBA. Honestly, the sports world, everybody was kind of taking hit with a left here. Steve Nash was hired as the Nets head coach. Steve Nash, the Hall of Fame point guard of the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks, became the fucking head coach with no coaching experience. I want to point that out. Zero coaching experience. He's barely been a commentator. He's talked a few times on live television. Actually a soccer star in Canada, his native land. What do you guys think about this?
When I first heard about this, I thought it was Steve Kerr. And I was like, holy shit, that's a big deal that he fucking... I didn't even know his contract was up. How did he leave the Warriors like that? And then when I heard about it being Steve Nash, I immediately lost interest.
All right. Greg, you know so much about basketball. Tell me.
Dude. So little backstory here. I was waiting for you to say Kevin Nash. So so to give everybody some backstory to that, we were doing one of our practice pods. Rick and Duper were going off about like this like top players list in each position, and fucking Rick just goes like, "Yeah, and Kevin Nash." The NWO theme music.
He went off on that for a long time too about Kevin Nash being such a great point guard. But,
3 times. I'm not gonna lie. It was. I'm so glad it was a practice spot.
but this isn't that rare of like a head coach getting a coaching job in the NBA without any previous coaching experience. This actually happened 16 times since the 78-79 season. So I mean, it's got a lot of precedence to it.
It's and occasionally it really works out. I my 2 first examples that I think of, obviously, Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd has been a very successful coach. Has he? Yeah, he's been pretty good. Tyronn Lue.
Where's he coaching out right now?
Los Angeles Lakers, and he's been scouted for several head coaching jobs.
That's true, but then he got fired from the Bucks and he got fired from the Nets.
He did, but most coaches get fired somewhere, right?
Yeah, but not when you're coaching 2 championship caliber teams back to back, and then you can't get them out of the first round.
The Nets, the Nets, he had a problem. The Bucks, I don't know if they were championship quality at that point. They didn't have Bledsoe at that point. They had Giannis, but they had a young baby Giannis. So I don't.
They definitely underachieved on their kid.
I think they could have. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know if they were a playoff team.
Is baby Giannis like baby Groot?
Yes, exactly.
I am Giannis.
No, that's stupid. He looks more like Baby Yoda. Very cute, and he's always in a warm little blanket.
Yeah, that was Giannis. That's it. Can you say? Let me just ask you. Can you say Giannis's name, Duper?
Oh shit.
Anthony Cupo. No, I can't. Anthony Cupo.
Antetokounmpo.
Huh?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Come on, dude. You can do this.
I can't do it.
I went to college.
Phonetic. Anta.
Oh, you guys are dicks.
Come on, Duper. Say Duper.
This is entertaining.
Good job, Duper.
Anyway, I mean, good luck, Steve Nash. I love him. Yeah, like I really do love him. He was always like one of my favorite point guards to ever see play. I loved watching him play. He's a really smart guy. What I found out is that he's been working with Kevin Nash. Or Kevin Nash. I did. Oh, I hate you. Fucking Greg got in my head. Okay. Son of a bitch. He's been working with Kevin Durant for several years, working on his ball handling and passing. So he and Durant have a very, very good relationship, a very close relationship. And that's who lobbied for him to get the job.
Do they still run plays in the NBA, or do they just kind of run up the court and shoot it now? Because that's kind of what I see.
It depends on the play. It depends on the team.
So it's going to work out for Nash very well, because that was his whole 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix anyway, was run the ball up and shoot it.
That was D'Antoni. That wasn't his. Because if you saw what you saw what he was trying to build, like look at Dallas. That wasn't 7 seconds or less, and they were a really good team. They were just in a really tough conference at the time. I don't know. I think they were very young, and again, this is when you had a dominant San Antonio, a dominant Lakers. Like it was a dominant King Sacramento. They were just in the wrong time. If they had done that 5-6 years later, they would have been a really good team, the championship quality. And you could see that happened with Dirk 5 or 6 years later.
So you think the Nets are a contender next year?
Yes, I do. From the East.
No, anyway. But hey, real quick, before we go into the next segment, I just thought of something. So what do you think Josh's fictional animated character crush was?
Betty Boop.
No.
Going off his hot tub pictures, Betty Boop without a doubt. He likes him older.
No way, dude.
What do you think, Rick?
Me? I'm thinking it's oh shit. I think it's the walrus from Alice in Wonderland. He's like,
Ursula? Maybe Ursula?
Maybe. I'm really going with the walrus, though. he speaks in rhyme. He's got a sweet stash, and he's kind of shysty about the clams. So it totally fits with Josh.
Dude, there used to be a guy that I worked with who looked exactly like that motherfucker. And what I would do is like every single time he left like his computer on, like his desktop on, I'd go in and change his background to the walrus. But no, didn't Pam Anderson have like a cartoon? I think Josh would.
Stripperella.
Yeah.
Stripperella, yeah.
one.
Or what was the other thing? There was another movie that came out that was kind of adult like that, like Ghost World or something like that. Was that the one with the? Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Hollywood was her
Yeah,
name.
that was her name. That was her name, Hollywood. God,
She said wood.
It was Cool World, and it was actually an adult version of
Yes.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, son of a bitch, dude. Like
She
the show
was
her
hot.
eye warbler. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to that bird talk.
Greg, you want to take us? You want to take us to the next thing?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Take warning. The following segment is a personal view and opinion that may offend some. This is an independent opinion and should be taken as such. Put away your tissues and closed minds. It's time to hear the fucker out.
Hello, everybody. This is Greg. So this week, I wanted to give you a real FTMF since Rick stole mine last week. And I just want to take a minute and say, fuck those motherfuckers who abuse animals and fucking kick them, treat them like shit. So basically, overall, I'm going to take a minute and vent about animal cruelty and animal abandonment. So first of all, fuck you motherfuckers. Besides the, having a child of your own, our four-legged friends are probably the closest things we have to us that are living. They have souls. They do nothing but love and support you. You could treat a dog like shit, and you know what? You can leave him, you can come back, and that dog's not gonna care. He's gonna come up and fucking love you and give you all the love, care, and affection that you want, especially in like our stressful days like we are in 2020. So for any of you motherfuckers who can go out and fucking, treat your animals like shit and fucking do stupid shit like fucking throw them off fucking the tops of roofs and bridges and fucking, fireworks and fucking fuck all you motherfuckers. There's a special place in hell for all of you motherfuckers. And to go hand in hand with that topic, I want to talk about the people who fucking abandon their goddamn animals. You know what? I'm so tired, and this happens all the fucking time out here in Las Vegas, where people get fucking puppies and they're like, oh, they're so cute. And then the minute they get out of fucking puppy mode, they fucking throw them out in the middle of the fucking desert and they don't give two shits about them. You know what? Fuck you motherfuckers. And then we just had, I had a neighbor 2 doors down from me who just last week, they just got up, left their house and left their fucking animals in the house to fucking die. Like, fuck you motherfuckers. All right. And then the people, like, even if it's a fucking national emergency, like floods, fucking whatever, when a fucking goddamn hurricane is coming. You know what? That's no excuse to leave your fucking pets behind. You fucking pieces of shit. Fuck you, motherfuckers who fucking abuse animals. That's all I got.
All right. I agree. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's show. It was different, right? Different format, a few different guys. Tried some new things. I think we've all established that as much as I talked about how I don't understand that bird watching is an obsession, I'm obsessed with tits. Greg, you got any parting words for us?
Yeah, dude. So I love you guys all. Don't cook bacon naked, and Wu-Tang is for the children. And don't hurt fucking animals.
Wu-Tang is forever. Dude.
I learned a lot about tits and ground tits specifically. I really appreciate that, Rick. It was enlightening, your segment. So I had no idea you knew so much about tits. So thank you. And then Josh, I hope you come back, man. We miss you. I hope you're having fun with all those Betty Whites.
All on a beach too. Well, Josh, I miss you too, and I really hope you come back. Otherwise, we might be stuck with fucking Arthur, and nobody really wants that, right?
Do we have to fuck him or what?
I mean, you.
What if we have in the past? Does that count?
I mean, yeah, I guess that counts. Eskimo Brothers.
Yeah.
There we go. Holy shit, that got weird. I really do appreciate everybody's feedback. I love having listeners. We've actually increased our listener count, so keep spreading the word for us, man. That's really appreciative. We want everybody to hear us. We at first we put this together and we really did it for us. We thought it would be kind of a fun time capsule to hear us at 39 years old, just trying to figure out who the hell we are. And then it turns out like some other people enjoy us too. So keep it coming, keep pushing out. I really, really appreciate it. I know the rest of us will speak the same. Next week is going to be an interesting week. I think we have some fun topics, so definitely tune in again. Greg, where can they find our fine podcast?
Our fine tit-loving podcast can be found in a multitude of areas. So first thing, takewarningpod.com. That's where you can find all the links to your favorite podcast platforms so you can download and listen to our show. We are obviously also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Take Warning Pod. At each of those, please feel free to go on those websites and interact with us there. Also, we are on YouTube, and we do spend a lot of time on YouTube. So on our YouTube channel, you will not only see hear and see full episodes of all of our shows, but we also have separate playlists. So say you don't want to listen to a full hour-long episode and you just want to hear our skits like Rick's Cookout, Ask the Beard, Rick Sells Out, Future Cam, etc. They can all be there. They all have their own separate playlists, so you can get little nuggets of the show. And please give us your feedback and support. Don't forget to rate us, subscribe to us, like us, all those things. So thank you, and I guess we'll hear from you next week.
Absolutely. And, actually, one quick shout out. I forgot to throw this out there in my outro, but Project Wolfpacker is putting out a bonus episode, and it's a pretty special episode this week. So if you guys haven't listened to them, tune into them, check them out. They're on Spotify. They're on major streaming platforms. Other than that, I hope everybody has a great week. We will talk to you then.
Wait a minute. So you're going to...
You know what? I'm forgetting one thing, and it's really important that I have not gotten through my last spiel. It has been 1,040 days since the Los Angeles Dodgers were cheated out of a World Series.
So hold on, Rick.
What's up?
Yuppie Puppies is putting out a new podcast. What's it about?
Well, you guys actually have to tune in to hear it. I'm sworn to secrecy, but it's a pretty big deal, and I think it's important that we just throw a shout out there to get everybody to take a moment and listen to it. And I'm sure it won't be a very long pod, but it is it's mid-season for them. It's not, or between seasons, I should say. But it was for an important cause. So definitely, if you guys get a chance, put it out there.
I'm excited to see what the Yippie Yappies do.
All right, I love everybody. He did say don't cook bacon naked. Be good people, and wear a fucking mask once in a while. Thanks. Oh, shit. There goes the mic.
This is the hour, the darkest place. Dante's Inferno, the devil's maze. It's a good world. Good world gone bad. Where we stumble around trying to
subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcasting platform. Check us out at takewarningpod.com and look for us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We hope to see you in a couple days.